Weren't ready for that, were you? All right, here we go. The Body Helix Flik F1 is the most powerful legal paddle that I've tested to date, and it's more durable than Gen 3 style paddles. You need to have some game to be able to control it well, but it's a lot of fun to play with. Let's dive in. Hey, this is Brandon with Pickleball Effect, and today we're reviewing the Body Helix Flik F1 with their TerraCore XC foam core. This paddle is USAP approved and has the highest combination of power and pop that I've seen in a legal paddle. While the power and pop is fun, what I really love is that it's a solid foam core paddle, which means it's not going to slowly break down and hit harder over time like a Gen 3 paddle does, which is the construction style of the vast majority of paddles in the power category. So this is a big step forward in paddle durability and performance. Thanks to Body Helix for sending me this paddle. However, this review is not sponsored by them and all opinions are my own, so I can help you find the best paddle for your game. If you do find this review helpful, however, and decide to purchase the paddle, it retails for $190. And you can get a discount on their website using the code PBEffect. Any purchases made with the code earns me a small commission and helps to support my channel. If you haven't heard of Body Helix, they are a youngish paddle brand that has been around for a few years. They started sending me paddles to potentially review in 2023. While I've always thought that they had good paddles, none of them stuck out to me like this one did. Let's first review the paddle's construction and stats, then we'll talk about its performance, how it compares to the market, and I'll give my recommendation on who this paddle would be a good fit for. The paddle has a full foam core built with a lighter EPP blend. Then it has holes cut out in the foam and a square fiberglass layer under 4 layers of carbon fiber, as you can see in this X-ray. Full foam paddles like this aren't as susceptible to core crush and other challenges like edge foam loosening up that create a break-in period and get hotter over time. While this is a high power paddle, it'll give you that same performance over time and not change like a Gen 3 paddle would, which is a big deal and part of why I'm excited for foam paddles to start filling in this power category. Body Helix will be launching this only with an elongated shape, which is the one that I've been testing, but other shapes are on the way. My F1 elongated weighed 7.9 ounces. And had a swing weight of 114 and a twist weight of 6.07. This is very lightweight for an elongated paddle and is part of the magic of the paddle. Its combination of maneuverability plus high pop makes it uniquely good at the net. Its twist weight is below average for elongated shapes, though the fact that they were able to keep it above 6 with that low of a swing weight is great. It makes it easy to boost the twist weight and stability of the paddle with just a little bit of tungsten tape. One other thing to note here is that Body Helix has the paddle listed as a 5.5 inch handle length, but it plays and feels more like a shorter 5.3 inch handle length. Now let's talk about the paddle's performance. Offensively, this thing has everything you could ask for in a high powered paddle. While both the power and pop are very high, it was the combination of that pop with how easy it is to maneuver that stood out to me. I could be late to counter a speed up and still generate enough speed on the ball to either win the point or stay in it. And if I was on time, the ball just didn't often come back. It was also much easier to finish points, especially when the other team was in the midcourt. I could reach into the kitchen and volley balls on both the forehand and backhand with just a small motion, and it would still have a little extra pace that I just can't get from other paddles. And that extra zip often flew past my opponents in the midcourt or made it really difficult for them to get to the net. On top of that, the spin the paddle could generate was top tier and ranks among the best in that category, which is a big deal and essential for a power paddle to have to help tame it and find angles when you're looking to be crafty instead of powerful. On the control side, as you can imagine, it was difficult to manage at times, though it has a very comfortable, plush, control paddle-like impact feel that I loved. As a competitive 5-0 player, I wasn't able to control it immediately, and it took me several hours of games and some drilling to adjust. Over time, I was able to manage it well on the basics like thirds and dinks, and even felt comfortable keeping it soft when I was running down a ball or was stretched out. Resets were starting to get better too, though they weren't perfect yet. However, I had a difficult time keeping the ball down when my opponents were bringing a lot of pace. Playing against people with big serves and drives, I found myself hitting the ball long quite a bit more than usual. In those scenarios, if I had my paddle angled just a hair too open, the ball would go too long. There just wasn't much room for air. You had to angle the ball down or you'd start to run into issues. So if a drive was hit well and low to the net, then this paddle just made it really difficult to keep the ball down and soft. You need to have some skill to manage this paddle well. If you don't have a strong soft game and good technique, then it's tough to rein in. Forgiveness wise, it was a little below average for an elongated paddle, but was great considering how light it is. I ended up adding 4 inches of my 1/2 gram per inch tungsten tape just above the bottom corners and added one of my new 6 gram cap coins to the bottom of the handle, and this improved the stability enough for me without losing that maneuverability I liked about it, though you could certainly add more weight there if you wanted to. Compared to other paddles on the market, the Flik F1 delivers more power and pop than the popular Yola Pro 4 series, has a better feel to it, and is priced over $100 less. However, it's not as forgiving as the Pro 4 series. The Rhombus Ripple is another high-powered paddle, but it's not as forgiving as the F1 and weighs significantly more and costs around $100 more as well. Another competitor is the upcoming Vatic Pro V-Core, a high-powered foam paddle that will retail for about $100 and is set to release at the end of the month. While the V-Core plays well and offers solid performance, it doesn't quite match the Flik and raw power or pop. It is a viable alternative, but the Flik is lighter and offers a softer, more consistent feel. The main drawback of the Flik F1 is its limited shape availability. Currently, it only comes in one shape, whereas the others offer multiple options. That said, Body Helix plans to release additional shapes in the future. So here's my recommendation. I think the Flik F1 is best suited for 3 types of players. 1, you have high-level players with a well-developed soft game who can also utilize spin effectively. These players will be able to unlock the paddle's upside without sacrificing too much control. 2, players dealing with tennis elbow or other arm overuse injuries. The lightweight build and easy power mean you don't have to swing as hard to finish points, and the foam core helps reduce vibrations, which will all help that pain in the elbow. And then 3, players who just want to have fun with a paddle that's fast, powerful, and different, even if it's not the absolute best fit for their game. If you're not a high-level player but still want a power-focused paddle that's going to complement you better, I'd recommend checking out the Honolulu J2 NFK. It's also a foam paddle with good offensive tools, but it's more forgiving and not as poppy, which makes it easier to control than the Flik F1. So there you go, that's my review. I hope it helped. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to dive deeper in the comments on any specific points that you're interested in.